Hello, this is Juniper of Solavi Studio, and welcome to my backyard. Today I wanted to speak about the long game, and this is what's been coming up for me for a while now. I have a vision of what I want my life to be, but it's not something that I can make happen by next week because there's a lot of steps and a lot of pieces, and it's a big vision. And honestly, that suits me because I have a tendency to take on projects that take a long time. And oh, hello, my niece. And that's just part of who I am. So the other day, I remembered about a project that I had started a long time ago. So my vision was for this particular project, not my long-term life vision, but for this particular project, I wanted a brown sweater that when I travel can be warm enough yet not take up a massive amount of space and match everything in my capsule wardrobe that I pack and take with me. That can be dressy enough for a nice restaurant, but it can be casual enough for a stroll through the forest type of a thing. And so that was my vision of the sweater. And so I started looking around, and on Etsy, I found this really beautiful Seri alpaca fiber. And what really attracted me to this fiber was not only the color, and that Seri alpaca fiber is very soft, it's almost as soft as silk, but also that this fiber was a 4-H project, which it hit a soft spot for me because as a child I was in 4-H. And so this little boy had raised this Seri alpaca and had taken the alpaca to the fair and sheared the alpaca and wanted to make a little bit of money. And so that made it very appealing, and it was very affordable. But it came pretty rough. This is definitely, if you tried to spin this, it just wouldn't be cute at all. But also, with alpaca, sorry, there's still little bits of grass and things in this. But with alpaca, it's so slippery and so soft that if you had spun a yarn with it, it would just come apart like this after a while. And so your garment or whatever you made out of it, if it's hanging, will just fall apart. So then I was on a hunt, and I wanted to find some brown wool that would kind of match. So a while before then, a friend of mine was answering a Craigslist ad, and this woman was moving to Alaska, so she had to downsize her belongings, and he asked me if I would like some free wool. So this is, I don't even know what kind of wool this is, but it's also pretty soft and nice. So this is what I call mystery wool because I don't know what it is. And then I found a few types of Shetland wool that I'm adding into it. And it's been a long process because to, pick out the grass bits, and with this Shetland wool, some of the underhairs are cut in, so you have to pick those out and then run it through the drum carder a few times. And this is before the spinning process begins. And I have to run it through this machine. I've been running it through 3 times, and then this is the color it gets, the culmination of these 5 makes that. So I have about 24 more of these balls to make before I'm ready to start spinning. And then after I'm done spinning, then I can start knitting. So it's a long process. But the end result, my end game, is to have a very warm, thin, versatile capsule wardrobe type of sweater to travel with and wear day to day. But it's gonna take a while. So every September, because like I just said in my last video, every September, it's kind of a grounding month for me. Because in the summertime, there's all this activity, the weather's nice, you go swimming, you go hiking, spend a lot of time outside away from the house and with your free time. And then September comes and school starts, but even before I had children, September was always just I had school a lot in my life, but it was always just a quieter, the days are getting shorter, a quieter time when you know the quiet part of winter is coming. So it's always a time of collecting my thoughts and collecting reconnecting with myself. And so throughout this process, and I'm hoping I can make some good progress before the gift making season comes, because my children have birthdays and then there's Christmas, so it all kind of happens at once, and I try to make as many gifts for people as possible, because but that's a whole nother video. So I'm hoping I have some good progress made on this in the next few weeks before I have to shift gears again. But oh, come on, baby. That's kind of always what Virgo season does for me. It's just kind of a quieting, doing activities that require more stillness, more thoughtfulness, but also the Virgo energy is a lot about thinking and analyzing things and touching base with yourself. Because it is so easy to get busy and easy to have life happen and easy to get swept up in doing this activity and that activity. So I always like when it slows down a bit in that way. But these long projects, these long-term goals that take more than thinking about it for a couple days to make it happen. It's something that can often feel discouraging to me. Like, oh my goodness. I mean, I've definitely thought, am I ever gonna finish this sweater? You know, even though I have a pretty good go at it, but there's still so much work left to do. But what I've been thinking about as I've been carding this wool this last few days, starting up this project again, picking it back up and continuing, and reminding myself like that it's okay to take a break once in a while and recollect and come back to it and begin again, because I've definitely set this project aside for, I don't think I've worked on it in about a year. So one thing I've been working on this summer is I was noticing that I wasn't always waking up in the mornings feeling peaceful or content. I would wake up in the morning and, oh, I have to do this, and just kind of like this feeling of not necessarily anxiety, that seems a bit extreme, but kind of that same, just, oh my goodness, I have so many things that I need to get done, and I forgot to do this yesterday and that yesterday, and and then there's, the day's so full today, and I noticed that I don't enjoy waking up and having those thoughts first thing. And what I realized is this whole mental aspect is all up to me. And I don't have to wake up feeling that way. That's a choice. So, and then one of the things that I also did forget about is years ago when I was, I think in 2008, I was introduced to Rudolf Steiner's review of the day exercise. And what that entails is at the end of the day, before you turn out the light, or just after you turn out the light at night, and you're just snuggled up in your bed, thinking about the day. So you're supposed to start with the last thing that you did. So if the thing that you did before getting into bed was putting on your pajamas, brushing your teeth, and then you go backwards through your day. So you start with the last thing you did, and then you go all the way through your day and start with waking up in the morning. And ideally, this is supposed to be very quick. It's 5 minutes. But then the things that really stand out to you, the moments that you're laughing with your friend or your coworker or with your person that you live with, or the synchronicity that came up, or just those little things that are just like, wow, life is very good. Just showing appreciation or thinking appreciation and gratitude for those things. And then the things that didn't go well, or the things that you forgot about, you can just, if there's something that you need to take care of tomorrow, just write it on a little piece of paper. That's what helps me. Because then when I wake up in the morning, I don't have to try to remember, because I know it's taken care of. I know that I wrote it down. I'll look in my little spot that I wrote it down. It's taken care of. But then the things that didn't go as you had hoped, the things that left you with an unsettled feeling, whether it be sadness or anger, frustration, or those, for me, I've noticed, are messages from my subconscious, my unconsciousness, that I need to take a moment and ask myself, why did that affect me in this way? And what could I have done differently, or what can I do differently in the future when that same situation arises, so that it doesn't have that same effect on me? And I don't know, for me, this is all making sense, tying in with long-term projects, because there are certain things that I've been envisioning for a long time, and it's not unfolding in the way that I expected. And sometimes I feel frustration about that. So in those moments of sleeping at night, or before you go to bed, and those feelings of, oh yeah, I was thinking about, this big plan that I have, and I didn't really make progress on that today, and then I'm not feeling good about that, and so what can I do about it? Well, on my little piece of paper or my planner or whatever I have by my bed, I always have a post-it notepad by my bed in case I forget to bring my planner up. Then I can just write that stuff down and take care of it the next day, because there's always a new beginning every morning. Every day is a new day. So with your long-term goals, with the long-term plans, with the sun still being in Virgo, all of this analytical thought and human interaction that we deal with on the day-to-day, there's always tomorrow to make things however you'd like them to be. Try and try again. Okay, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Blessed be.